to go to just helping you all understand about ChatGPT and all, because I think we've way past that phase of understanding. But if you all have any questions about, any particular thoughts or features that you all want me to talk about in these tools, the common LLMs that we use, like which I would include Claude, maybe Gemini, and even ChatGPT, then feel free to ask me at any point. Okay. Now, what my interest was is basically since we have passed phase one and now we are entering into phase two, which is so according to AI cycles, we call it as a hype phase, and now we're slowly going to enter into winter. Okay, it's called hype and winter. That means winter means it will slowly slow down. It will not be so hyped up, and all of that is basically AI winter phase that will come up. Okay, it's going to come. It's not so soon, but it will come in another year's time. And we'll be seeing a AI winter that will happen. So we need to understand at this point that how exactly LLMs work. Any thoughts on this? What do you all think? How do LLMs work?
Not
Okay.
very, very sure, to be honest. I mean, I have an idea that
Yeah. Go
there is
ahead.
somebody who, creates that this particular AI, and then they feed in data and they train them, and
Mhm.
that kind of adds on to. I'm not very clear about it. Anuja, you?
Yeah.
I'm equally lost on that, but I think it's feeds on the responses and interactions with the people who are using. It's user-based, is it? I'm not too sure.
Okay. All right. Fine. So Dibajyoti, in case you can't answer, that's okay. Maybe, you can just put your answers in the chat and we'll keep reading it from there. Okay. Now, see, like when I asked you all this, right? Even though we are like 2 years into this particular thing, 2022, I think, ChatGPT came and opened to public, right? Now we are sitting in 25, almost close to November again. Right. So after that, also, we are not sure how LLMs are working. That is because nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to give a very flowery picture about that, they are so good and they can do so many things. They are only emphasizing on that. If you all will be surprised now, have you heard that LLMs act as therapists?
Mhm.
Right. And in
But then,
fact, some people also claim
yeah,
that it's been extremely empathetic towards them and it understands everything. Right. You
yeah,
all will be shocked when I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you now.
please do.
Okay, let me just share my screen.
Okay.
So I'm going to show you what's under the hood. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen.
I'm going to take screenshots of these, okay, and I'm going to post them. So.
Yeah. I hope you can see. Oh my God. Let it work. Okay, I don't think it's work, but okay. Anyway, I have the mechanism here, so I'll show you. So this is how an LLM is under the hood, okay? So I wanted to actually do a demo, but I don't know whether this works. Let's see. So it is only a statistical model. By statistical model, we mean that LLMs only predict the next best word. And how does it do that? So it has access to multiple files. This everybody knows. Large language models is basically talking about models which are language based first, and they are trained on these millions of books. You can imagine it that way. Millions of books, right? Now, if I am giving it a length structure and I say generate text, I don't think this will work, but anyway. So see, because the thing, I've put a system prompt, right? Like I'm a professor, and let's say I start with a simple word like the. Okay, and I'm asking it to generate some word length. It's not moving though. And temperature. Okay, now let me explain you one by one. What is this system instruction? Is basically what you're telling your LLM to behave as. That's your system instruction that you're giving. Now, even if you open ChatGPT or your Gemini or your Claude models, we can set up a system instruction. I don't know how many of you all have set up a system instruction for your ChatGPT. Okay, you should. Why you should? Because if you set up a system instruction for your chat GPT, then it will start behaving or speaking or picking up the language more like you. Anyway, it gets trained over a period of time. If you're using it every day, I'm sure you must have noticed this pattern that it starts developing the responses the way you like it or the structure in which you like it, right? It does pick that up. But when you're going to put it as a system instruction, that time it is going to exactly do that because it is trained to do so it's a rule based system, right? So we are training it to follow a certain rule, go from point A to point B. Okay, this is clear. So that's why, every prompt that, you'll see online, people talk about give role, give context. Why? Because LLM can then understand this better. So what it understands is not actually your question. What it understands is what best word I can predict next.
Mm.
And this length word that I'm talking about is the number of tokens. You must have heard about these all terminologies,
Yeah.
right? Is the number of tokens that you are using, right? So you're setting up a context. So if you see, for example, we put a general prompt. We say, give me an essay on something. You're not specifying the age, you're not specifying the context, you're not specifying anything. You've just given, write me an essay on pets. So maybe just by looking at the word pet, it can guess what the age of the child is going to be, and hence it would give you a very vague kind of an essay. And hence people think that, okay, my first response is never good. Your first response
Mm.
is never good because you're not contextualizing it for the LLM. See, in our inner mind, now, we have to be absolutely sure about one thing that LLM is nothing but a statistical model. It is a prediction model. And see, if you think about statistics, then obviously you're thinking about numbers, right? And you're thinking about data. So understand that the next probable word will come. Okay. Now, so that was tokenization. Temperature. Temperature is basically talking about your creativity. For
Mm.
example, if I set my temperature to low, okay, that means I am looking at predictable responses. So when do we set our temperature to low? When I want some accurate responses. I want predictable responses. That
Mm.
time I'm going to set my temperature to low. Okay, but if I'm doing a creative process, let's say I am talking about, let's say I'm doing a fiction, okay, or I'm creating a story, that time I would probably want my temperature to be towards the higher side because I wanted to think differently. I wanted to be creative in its thinking approach, right? Okay,
Mm.
so that is what your temperature is. So understand temperature in LLM or your um, basically AI space is about randomness. Okay, so
Mm.
going back to the first concept that what is LLM? LLM is nothing but it is a prediction model. And when it is predicting the certain kind of data, what is it doing? It is looking at some words that's going to come next. And to do that, it is doing either high temperature, that is very creative, or it is
Mm.
doing lower temperature, which is very predictable, very likely words. For example, once upon, what would be the next word?
A time.
Time, correct? So we didn't even have to think twice about it. Like once upon a time, like it's obvious that time will come. So
Mm.
here, because it has read so many documents after documents, millions of documents, it
Mm.
has a certain idea about how frequently the word cat sat on a mat. Why is this sentence coming to our mind most? Because that's what we have read most. Correct. So it is able to predict this. So what it does is it gives certain weights to your uh, words. Okay. So for example, once upon a time. Now time will have the maximum probability. So it would be 90%. So my model will pick up 90%. Whatever
Mm.
is the most highest percentage, again, now that would depend upon the creativity aspect that I've set. But otherwise, so if I'm setting it to predictable, that is the lower temperatures, then it is going to by default always take the word upon a time. But if I've kept it creative, then there is a chance, very slim chance, but there is a chance that it might just pick some other random word also. Right? So that is something that we need to understand as educators. Now, why do we need to understand this as a very basic? Because we need to then explain to our students that you cannot trust your large language models blindly. because this is what they're doing in the back end. They are just predicting stuff. They can't get attached to an LLM. Character AI, we've all read the news about character AI. Somebody is committing a suicide because AI has asked it to. We can't let that happen, correct? So we need to explain. So why as educators we need to understand this is because if we understand, we will be in a better position to explain to our kids how this mechanism works.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's basically what I wanted to show you all in um, okay, also talking about one more aspect, that is hallucinations. Now we all talk about hallucinations. So why would an LLM hallucinate? What do you all think? What is the reason? Now that you'll have understood that it's a statistical model, why do you think an LLM would hallucinate?
If the creativity is too high, maybe, but they don't have any relevant points to fall back upon, they can hallucinate, maybe. I don't know.
Right? Or what else? What else? Think. Because why I'm asking all these thinking questions, so you all can ask these similar questions to your students. Because they are the ones who need to really understand that they can't fall back on AI for everything.
Mm.
This is another mindset change we
Another
need.
thing, Sulbha, where do we see these in the interface of
So
ChatGPT?
when we are going to do our chat GPT, I'll show you. I'll show you. We don't really
But before that,
explicitly
let's
say it.
just finish this hallucinate thing
Yes,
that you
yes,
were
yes.
talking about.
Yeah.
What could be the possible
Hmm.
uh, issue? Yeah, so one
Yeah.
is that that's the creative part, that the temperature is perhaps set that way. It is
Hmm.
being very creative. And the second could be the kind of, like you said, it picks up from the data it already has. So
Hmm.
do you think it's something to do with that?
Yes. Now, okay, let me share this with you all. You all can read it in your own time. Uh, Let me put it in the chat, and I'll also share my screen. So this is a research paper which is available for all of us to
Mhm.
read. Unfortunately, we don't go to research papers now. We just love to use tools. Okay, so this is right at our OpenAI site. If we go to our ChatGPT, you will see it here. So hallucinations are nothing but false statements that we know. Correct. So tomorrow, now see, in the LLM back of the hood that we are talking about, if you're looking at an LLM, there's one more very important. So we spoke about weight that it gets, that is the probability of that particular word coming in, or the occurrence, the number of times this particular word has occurred after that word. Correct. Now understand this also, okay? Since we are talking about statistics, since we are talking about something so predictable, there is a high chance that, say we understand food web, right? So how does a food web work? Like one jackal can actually eat something more also. So it could just pick up those two words. For example, I had actually put Elra, like I had done this. So that's called confidence. Okay. So I had done this particular thing in training only, where I put Elra and I put an Indian surname with confidence. That I said, state me an entire autobiography of Elra Gupta or something I'd put, some Indian surname I'd put with confidence.
Mm.
So this particular LLM actually took it up as, because the user is using a lot of confidence in asking it, right? If I would have put, does Elra this exist? Then it would have gone back to its thinking mechanism or the reasoning models that have now come up, right?
Mm.
Reasoning models come into play now. That's when they are using it, right? And hence, we tell students also, and we also need to use that if we are doing some high research work, high level work, where we are reliant on accuracy, then we should have reasoning models that we should be using, not the general models.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
there
does
are,
that mean
yeah,
asking the right questions to promote your
yes,
thinking? Is
Mm.
from your drift, that's what I'm getting.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
critical thinking
The
actually.
prompt is important, I guess, right? So,
Prompt is important. So that's exactly what I'm talking about. So when we are talking about prompt engineering, so it's a very big word, right? So prompt engineering basically is not just prompting skills. Prompting skills is different. Prompt engineering is different. So you have to engineer a prompt. Means what? You have to give it a context. You have to tell it the leeway, right? The how, what you're allowed to do and what you're not allowed to. Like
mm.
setting those clear boundaries and then putting the context will reduce the level of hallucinations. So all the modern models that have come up now after ChatGPT 4 and moving forward are all the ones that are lesser on hallucination. However, they still hallucinate. But it is not as much as it was happening before. So you all need to keep in mind the weight, the context, the role that you are going to give. Because, for example, okay, understand the difference between a good prompt and bad prompt. Okay, what's a good prompt? A good prompt is something wherein it chooses a general. So you're not subjecting it to a role or a context, right? So what it does, it goes to a general output. And general output is generally vague because it is just predicting one word until the other without any understanding, right? And usually you all will also see when you're putting a very general prompt, it abruptly stops. Like there is no flow. It abruptly stops. Now that is also because in the tokenizations that we were talking about, right? The number of words that it selects, how does a LLM know when to stop a response? Like what should be the length of the response? Do we dictate that?
Not really.
Sometimes we tell, right, that I want a very short email or
Okay.
elaborate this email. Correct? So what exactly are we trying to do? We are telling it what is the context window. We are giving all these aspects to it, right? We're telling it that I want the context window to be big. And hence we say that a good prompt is the one where we tell it how many paragraphs it needs. So it knows that it's not going to look at the end. So you know what's an end prompt? End prompt is a token which can be any word. For example, a word like we, you, I, any word that it will see and identify it as a termination of the response. And hence, sometimes you will see vague responses. You'll see that the responses just abruptly stop and they break. And sometimes we feel, okay, this is like nonsense. What is AI even talking about? These are all the things that happen. Now we'll understand AI better. So this whole exercise is basically for us to be able to understand how AI works in the first place. Then we are able to control it more, right? Because it's like the child in our class, right? If we know them in and out, we know exactly the trigger points and we also know exactly what I should say to this child to control his behavior. So AI is like that child in our classroom. So when you are setting up a good prompt, you should consider the context. You should give it very clearly a structure to follow. And hence, people are now, you all must have heard and read online or everywhere, people are now switching to JSON prompting. It's another style of prompting
Sorry,
that
please
heard.
let us know. I'm not
Okay,
aware. No.
Yeah,
JSON.
neither am I. How would you
Okay,
pronounce it? Spell it?
JSON, SON, everything capital.
Mm-hmm.
It's a type of a computer language, okay, that people are now switching to use JSON prompting to. Why? Because JSON prompting me, you are not writing text like, please, can you do this for me? We all have this habit of writing, right? Big prompts like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but that's not required because your AI doesn't understand your please and thank yous. Right? So in JSON prompting, we are giving very clear instruction. So role, suppose we are putting role and then we are writing the role. Then we are putting context, then we are writing the context. Class, this. Structure, this. Input like this. Output like this. Khata. That's very clear, crystal clear prompt. And by the way, all the responses that come into LLMs are all in the JSON prompt and then they are into readable language to us. That is your NLP.
Sulbha, we have Said with us. Said, are you there? I I think he's from Southeast Asia, right, Said? If you can hear us, can you just say hi?
Hi, can you hear us? Can you see us?
Anyway, let's continue.
Okay. So that's why, like now people are switching to this kind of a thing because this is the very easy way to kind of, help the AI to understand what is it that you want. Right now, often we have seen that people say that I use it as a brain dump. I love to use AI as a brain dump as well, where we put up a lot of thoughts and it helps us to articulate it in a proper way. Correct. Now, for that also, if you just uh, in the end or somewhere, you are giving the instructions separated out. So one of the good strategies is you use like, these three, what do you call that? Um, I forgot the word. Double quotes, single quotes. Okay, three single quotes, and then you put your instruction within them. So your AI understands that, okay, this is something that I need to do because it understands coding, right? So this is a typical coding symbol. Or you put it under, these brackets. Not brackets, actually, greater than, smaller than sign. So you can put specific messages that you are looking at into something like this. Then your AI will start behaving much, much better and not hallucinate so much.
Okay, so when you say behaving, you mean it will not hallucinate much, right? So
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. And also the output, Tanya, sometimes like we are wanting a specific output and we have to keep reiterating, right? And we have to keep saying that, no, this is not what I'm looking at. I was expecting this. Correct? So that's where it comes. Now,
Right.
just talking about promptings. So we have Bayam or somebody with us.
Also, another thing, Sulbha, the JSON thing that you told us, do you have
Yeah.
some kind of a
Sample.
link or yes, something that we could look at?
I will give you all one, and we will in fact do it as an exercise. Let me just quickly. Let me just find the resource for you. Huh? Okay, so let's try this. By the way, even in ChatGPT or somewhere, if you put JSON prompting, it will give you the prompts in JSON.
Oh, is
Let
it?
me show you all
Let
examples.
me try then.
I
have
will show you all an example, so you all will be able to see it.
JSON content.
Okay, so let me know when you all can see my ChatGPT screen. By the way, I hope everybody knows now India has what's that application? We
Zoom.
are right now just using ChatGPT.
Uh-huh.
No, somebody asked
Zoom.
in the chat.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's say, okay, I'm going to give you all one example. Uh, for image generation, let's do for an image generation.
Okay.
All right.
Mhm.
Now, suppose if I am looking at a cat's picture
Mhm.
with let's see. So, Tanya, your WhatsApp is on this. Like you can access it now.
Yes, I can. Tell me.
Okay, wait. So I'm gonna just send you one prompt, okay, which I just tried. Okay. Oh my God, why is this not copying? Okay, let me share the full file with you. I'm sharing the full file with you as a text message
Okay. On WhatsApp, right? And what
on
should
WhatsApp.
what
And
should
then
I
maybe
do
you
with it?
can just put it up in the chat as well
Sure.
for everybody to refer to. Okay.
Sure.
So this
Yeah.
will just help you all to understand prompting what we are talking.
Can I also share it in the actual group so
They
that
wouldn't understand the context now.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Got
Yeah.
it. So I'm going to copy everything and then just
Copy everything, no worries. We'll try one by one.
what is this? This looks like a lot of code.
It's a code. It's a code. JSON prompting is nothing but a code. So we are just going to pick up the image generation one. So if you want, you can just copy that much.
It's beyond what I'm allowed to share. So
Wait. So let me just copy the only the image generation we'll copy and send.
okay.
Let me open my WhatsApp. Okay, so see, let me till then demonstrate on ChatGPT by the time this is loading.
Okay.
Okay, let me know when you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, ChatGPT? Okay,
It's
so
loading.
let's say we want to create a picture or rather an image of a cat
Mhm.
with white and brown patches to be with all lawn. Okay, and let's say we are also trying to give it the style. So let's say I'm looking at photorealistic.
What are the different kinds of styles? Photoreal. I'm not aware of this.
Whatever, like,
It
you know,
could
it
be
can be cartoon.
cartoon, photorealistic.
Yeah, it can be cartoon, photorealistic. Photorealistic are images which are like like
Mhm.
real images sort of thing.
These are
Or
the
you
dragons
can
that
also have
I'm not sure. I'm not aware. Yeah.
on art styles also, like, you know, if you want it according to some pop art
Mhm.
sort of a thing. Like there are different types of designs that you want, or you just want it as a line drawing. So how do you want it, right? So you can just describe it like that, photorealistic image. Okay, now this is a simple prompt. I just want to show you all the difference
Yeah.
between how an image is generated with this and how it would get generated with a JSON prompt.
Okay. Is this the paid version or is this the normal, everybody can use?
Normal.
Normal one, right?
Now, ChatGPT is available for Indians at only 399. I hope everybody knows that.
399 rupees per month?
Per month, yes.
Oh,
So it's a good investment. 399 is nothing.
true that.
I mean, before it was 2000 something,
Would you,
2000.
why, okay, I have another question. Why do we
Yeah.
always veer towards ChatGPT all the time? Is it, aren't there any other, LLMs
No,
or?
Claude is very good. See, okay, good question actually, Tanya.
Hmm.
This will actually, the way I would like to answer it is, depending on what is the task at hand, na, you should select your tool.
Yeah, that is
For
true.
example, if you are looking today, if you ask me that Sulbha, what is the best tool for image generation? I would say go to Gemini.
Gemini, yeah.
Because Gemini now has one of the finest, creations that we can see.
Hmm.
You know, it's so beautiful and it is amazing. So that is a, tool that you would recommend. Now, if you're looking at some kind of code generation, or you are looking at some kind of simulations that you want to create, or some kind of things that you want to do, then Claude is a very good thing for that.
Hmm.
ChatGPT is a general purpose thing. You think about it like a general store. You'll get everything over here. But maybe not the best quality, but it is always available, right? Also, there's a lot of research that keeps happening with ChatGPT. So I like to personally use it also because language, see, you also have to be familiar with language. So I've seen a huge fan following among my friends with Gemini lovers,
Hmm.
that Gemini gives such a structured thing and all. And again, a huge fan following for ChatGPT. So
True.
it's also your comfort level, but everybody can do everything.
Hmm.
Initially, Gemini used to not give very good outputs.
Hmm.
It was really bad at giving outputs, and hence I got very familiar with. I in fact loved using ChatGPT more
What
than
about Perplexity? Is it
Perplexity is an excellent tool if
Research.
you are looking at research. It
research?
is a research tool. And in fact, now you'll have seen the new browser that has come up of Perplexity.
Okay.
Not
It's called
really.
Comet,
Uh,
Okay.
and it is beautiful.
just riding on that, what happened was because Chat GPT came much earlier, it started recognizing my voice and it had a bit
Yeah,
of a history what I had, so it could respond what I was actually wanting
exactly.
because it knew about me in a way.
Hmm.
Strange. While Google AI Studio, which is again, I think there's some kind of a collab between Gemini and Google AI
Hmm.
Studio, which both work quite well for me, but they seem rather impersonal. ChatGPT gives me the warmth somewhere. I don't know.
Hmm.
It's scary sometimes. How does it know?
Another thing is,
So
I wanted
for
to
that,
know.
Anuja, my recommendation is you should switch off your history, and you do not allow it to train on your chats. You should switch that off if it is on.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Don't keep it on because we are not here to train their models. So you should always keep it off.
it also, but the point was with history is sometimes I need to retrieve something that I had worked on a project.
Right,
And,
right.
Huh.
I go
So,
back to it.
okay, so what you should do, I'll tell you all. Okay, so this is one of the things that I have used and it works wonders. Okay, you can always export your chat. Suppose if you think that that's something that you want to keep constantly using, for example, there was a very nice lesson plan design that I had done, which I knew that I'll forget later. I had exported that chat and kept with me. Okay. And it saves up as a document. And then whenever I want to do that similar kind of thing, I give it back to ChatGPT saying that refer to this particular chat and use this lesson plan and do it. It does far more better. This is what we call, Anuja, also as one-shot prompting. One-shot prompting is where we are giving it already certain information, and hence these buttons are there now for you to add your data,
Yeah.
add your photos, add your files. What does it do by that? It is basically going to now refer to this document. So you're pointing and telling, don't go to your large web, refer only to this document. And actually, that's what I'm going to teach you all in the next tool when I'm going to do Notebook LM with you.
Yeah, I've lately used this tool for uploading my question paper, and when I'm
Exactly.
wanting immediate comments and stuff like this
Yeah.
student and a data analysis. So I tell
Yeah.
them this student did not perform well on this, but did very well on these questions.
Yeah.
Can you frame a comment with strategies to
Correct.
support? It does it beautifully. But having
Yeah.
uploaded that question paper, do you think that's wrong, or do you think it's going to do something strange? I don't know.
No, it
No.
wouldn't. It wouldn't. Yeah, only you have to be very careful if your settings are on for training purposes, then all that data, your child's name
Hmm.
or your school's name, all that will also go to the public data, which we don't want. Like if you must have seen, uh, recently there was a very big leak from OpenAI about the chats that we used to share amongst each other went all public.
Mm-hmm.
So
No.
many thousands of chats went public. Now,
Okay.
why did that happen? Because you have already granted them the permission, right? And the chat I shared, suppose I shared one chat with Tanya.
Hmm.
Now, that has gone to her, so that's come as a link. Correct? How when we share our chats with somebody, it goes as a link.
Hmm.
Now, you gave a permission to them to use your data. So they're using your data and they put it all on public.
Oh.
So
Okay, must be
any
something that I need to get on to
Yeah,
switch that
you
on.
I have to learn. There are questions, Sulbha. So is it recommended for teacher to
is it
use?
Yes, it is. As long as you are not feeding any crucial information, you can use everything. See, I'm also a teacher and I use this like immensely.
Also,
Immensely.
I have another question, Sulbha. Sometimes what happens is students they use AI to generate a lot of answers,
Yeah,
etc.
answers.
There's something called the IA for IB. I'm sure you know
Yeah,
IA and EE. So what we keep on thinking is if I put this IA, whatever they've given, and I upload
yeah.
it on ChatGPT, maybe it'll show up as plagiarized when I put it up on Turnitin. Does it work that way? As in, does it
It
take
doesn't really work like that. No,
no, no?
it
So
wouldn't work like that.
if I tell them that is this generated by AI, just for the heck of it, and I upload the entire document on ChatGPT,
Turn it in.
and then after that, say ChatGPT gives me whatever answers, and then maybe I put it up on Turnitin, it will not give me plagiarism checks or
So see, Turnitin also shows you two kinds of reports, right? So one report is where it will tell you what are the parts that is paraphrased for
Hmm,
you.
hmm,
Okay, if it's not changed the content, then it should not go as a plagiarism. But if it has used or changed words, which it does,
hmm.
actually, it will show some amount. But I'm sure IB must be having a rule, right? How much percentage of
Yes,
plagiarism is
yes.
allowed?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I'm just saying that
within
because I've
10%.
made it public on ChatGPT,
Ah,
I've made that IA public, like you said, right?
right.
You are doing some research, it should not come out in public. But
Yeah, yeah,
if
yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to upload that IA that has not been submitted yet to IB, but I want to check via ChatGPT
Yeah.
whether it is being generated by an AI, sorry.
Hmm.
So that will not affect the plagiarism percentages or anything, right?
Hmm.
Right? If I understand it
Yeah,
correctly, or is it
yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
okay?
So it's like there's so many things now. And also see, I'll tell you, no matter how many times we put it on Turnitin can actually give very deceiving results. So my sincere, in fact, I was with an IB school doing a training just last week, and I was just telling them because IB just came up with those entire, you know, policy documents and all of that we were going through and discussing. And I was telling them that you don't rely on it.
Okay.
Don't rely on your Turnitin reports because they give very absurd results. Because this we proved, as a point in one of our thesis only. It was a discussion that was going on where we were typing it. We send that same document to AI, wherein one sentence Anuja has written, one sentence you have written, one sentence I have written, one Debojyoti has written. So we mixed and matched and wrote it, and it flagged it completely as an AI-driven thing.
Wow.
We used very good vocabulary. So the minute you're using good vocabulary, Turnitin is flagging it. So we don't need that. Sorry, you had a question. By am I pronouncing your name correct? Okay, I can't.
Bam has said, but sometimes in physics topic electricity, if you don't specify the question also, the answer based on the concept in physics, it makes misunderstanding. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, Bam is correct.
okay. Okay, so for this particular thing, this is again a part of your hallucinations and misunderstandings, and all of this is part of your hallucinations. So, hence, don't rely trust on your subject matter expertise. That's what I would say. Okay, so this is a prompt that we got it in JSON. Okay, let me explain you on the prompt. It looks very codey, but there's nothing to worry about. Okay, forget about the syntax. It's very simple. There's a open curly bracket and close curly bracket. Fine. That's like bracket rules. That's all that we are using. Now, if you look at it, this is the prompt that we are giving first. A photorealistic image of a white cat with brown patches playing with a ball. What size you want? So you're putting the style, lighting, like you want it in the day, you want it in the night, whatever. Mood, playful and warm. So I can always edit this. Like if I don't want it like this, I want it grumpy, I can change it. Then it's giving me details. Now, details about the subject. That is the cat. So how the cat should look? What is the fur color? What is the action? Is it jumping? Is it running with the ball? Is it holding it in its mouth and walking? How do you want it, right? Then setting, garden lawn, background. How do you want it? Like, do you want it blurred or you just want it around flowers and, things like that? How is the composition? Now, this is very interesting. This is where, Tanya, your physics will come into play. And you can actually, I had used this method for my students when we were doing the chapter on light. Okay, very interesting thing. So what we did now, we used the different lenses. And I told them in the prompt, we just changed these parts, okay? The lens. So we added one more component over here, lens.
Okay.
And we said that, okay, now you try to do it with a concave lens, how would it look?
And
With a
the convex,
convex lens,
so
how would it
interesting.
look? Yeah, and it was such a amazing and fun research, and children actually could understand like what we are trying to explain them in physics, right?
Wow.
It came alive. So you can actually try this.
Yeah,
Share the results with me. I'll be happy to see what they do. So zoom in, zoom out effect also you can do with this. Like we talk about broad angle and narrow angles in the camera settings. So by the way, I had no idea about camera and no knowledge about it. One of my student is pursuing photography as a side thing. So he was giving us these inputs and we were trying it out. So you can do this and then sharp, like focus, right? The focus should be on the cat and the this. Now, this is again a very good idea to explain in lower classes when you want to teach them the concepts of far near, or you want to teach them something, where we want to talk about in focus and out focus kind of a idea, then this also becomes very interesting. So I use all of this for that. So yeah, we've got this. So action playing now here, I'm going to just change this playing to running just to see a difference, okay?
Sorry, Sulbha, to make you go back again. How did we
Yeah.
get all these prompts? What
Nothing,
was
I
the
just
prompt
put it
for it?
in ChatGPT only, that create a JSON prompt. That's it.
Oh, this is what it is. Oh,
Yeah.
got you. Sorry.
So we don't need to know coding, don't worry.
We just have to
Yes.
change those phrases that are there.
Yeah, you just change it according to your thing. The structure always remains the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just say create it. Okay, wait, let me just copy this and say create.
I think Google AI Studio also has a whole set of code.
Google
Actually,
AI Studio is
does
what we are
that?
going to do in depth because it's magical. Google AI
Yes,
Studio.
I've seen it. How it
Yeah.
goes on coding, and I say, what is it doing? I can't even understand what's doing.
You don't need to understand. You just need to have your idea very clear,
Idea.
how what you wanted to do. See that the thinking, as I said, it can't think for you.
Mm.
So, you if that's why I tell teachers that, today any idea that you want is able to create. See, it changed.
Hmm.
Like it is very beautiful the way it creates.
Mm.
So see, if you compare this
Mm.
versus this,
Yeah.
you'll see the difference. Like if you look at the lawn here,
Mm.
you see that it doesn't look too real, right?
Mm.
So though both are very good, like both are very good images, but
Mm.
yeah, you can just try. It just makes your
Mm.
life very easy.
Mm.
Okay,
Mhm.
so this is something about prompting that
Mhm.
I wanted to kind of show you. Okay, there's a question. Yes, it can make any sort of simulations on any concept. So, in fact, you were not there the first bit where this also I had made using ChatGPT. My first LLM that I had shown you all, the simulation, it didn't work properly though, but yeah, that was
Something that I don't understand about Claude is it gives me something called interactive, and I don't know how to handle it. I mean, I keep on scrolling up and down. I don't know how to download it, or I.
no. So you have to copy the code and you put it in a code editor and then save it as an HTML. Then it will be shareable.
Oh, a code editor. Okay.
Yeah. Anything like your notepad or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now I'm going to take you all to my favorite tool, that is Notebook LM.
Code editor, Bam, she said anything like a notepad.
Notebook, so you go to any code editor, like Notepad is the easy one, which is already available. No need of IT background. Even I don't have. I'm a life science. I'm microbiologist. So I have no coding knowledge myself. So yeah. So what was I saying? Yeah. You go to Note. So see, I'll show you, Tanya. Wait. I have my notepad open.
Bam also has another question. He says that
Yeah.
ChatGPT can make interactive simulation. Oh, you answered that question, right? Sorry.
Yes, you can. So see, can you see this now, my screen? This is my notepad.
It's loading.
Simple.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got so many files that I've created, right? For so many different games that I clear. Like this is for similarity. So that you'll get a code like this. So you just go to file
Mm-hmm.
and you say save as.
Okay.
And then don't forget to put whatever you want to name. So similarities.html.
Okay.
That's it. And then that goes as a shareable link for you.
Mm.
Very simple.
Okay. Can you show me? So if
Yeah.
so save as here and
You want to share your screen?
no, as in oh, you've already generated that picture, right? Sorry, yeah, my bad.
No, the code, like your code that you have got.
No,
You're
I
finding it
have.
complicated. I'm so sorry, Bayam. I'll make it very simple. Don't worry. I'm so sorry for that. Okay, let me show it to you a bit. What should I show you? Okay, I was thinking, okay, Bayam, why don't you give me idea for your physics and let me try to create that for you.
Okay, I will send that to you, and maybe we can have a word in the group as
Yeah,
well, right? So you can move on. You don't have to, I will talk about that later because I
sure.
think I understand what to do. Like Bayam also has, he says that he knows, yeah, copy paste and then just save it as a .html.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So
Mhm.
we'll go to Notebook LM. Everybody, please open Notebook LM. So go to notebooklm.google.com is the link. If
Mhm.
you want, I can share it in the chat. And we'll do this as a hands-on.
Okay.
Okay, so you all might not have recent notebooks, so you all can see I've done like many notebooks. So these are featured ones which you all can have a look just for you to get an idea of what it is. Okay. Now, what is Notebook LM and why are we so interested in it? Now, you all saw that the typical large language models that we have a lot of problems because of hallucination, misinformation, disinformation that we look at, right? Now, with Notebook LM, that basically that particular problem is solved. Why? I'll tell you. So let's all click new notebook. So you'll see over here, we have an option to upload a source. Now, you'll be surprised to know that we can load up to 50 different sources. So, Anuja, you were asking me about papers for your students. This is the tool that you should be using. You can actually put all your source documents. So, your paper patterns, your marking scheme, your reviewer reports, your textbook, your syllabus, whatever you need, all that in one particular repository. Okay. And it can take your entire Google Drive access, like all your Google documents can come into it. You suppose have a YouTube channel that you are specifically interested in showing the students. You can go to that YouTube channel and put that as a resource. You can put an entire website as a resource. You can also copy paste the things. So, and all these options are supported, like a PDF, a text document, an audio file, anything you can upload as a source. So this becomes like a very, very important repository for you for that particular subject, right? So I'm just going to show you just going to see if I can switch my account so that we don't waste too much time generating things, okay? Cambridge. Okay, so let me just show you all something that I've already created for IB. So, can you all see this? Okay, so what I've done, I've just kept very simple things. I added a biology guide. Then I took only one topic, that is DNA and its structure, and I put all the different files. Now, suppose if you don't know any particular source, you also have an option of discover sources. So suppose if I want some other biology topic, let's say cells and okay, cells and tissues, let's say. Okay, I can just do this and I can give it a choice, like search where. Where do you want to search it? Do you want to search it on the web? Do you want to search it in my Google Drive? Again, we are limiting its scope. Remember what we are doing with Notebook LM is we are making it smaller for it to access. Okay, so I submit. Now I'll get all the different resources that are there related to your cells. And because we've already contextualized it with IB, it should take it. Otherwise, yeah, it's taking general references. But if I would have said specific to IB, it would have picked up that. Okay, now suppose if I want all these sources, now I can either check a few sources. I don't want Wikipedia, for example. So I want, okay, I don't want this. I want, say, this, and this. I can just say import. So they get added into my new resource. So you can add the resources at your end. This becomes very helpful when our school follows a particular type of a guideline or a lesson plan structure or a examination structure, right? Then this becomes very useful. Now, the minute you put up all these things, like let's say now I am only talking about biology and I ask it to create an overview. So what it is going to do, it is going to query. So whatever questions we are going to put over here, this question is being asked to this document only. Understanding? So the answer that you're going to get, now see, the fun part is here. Let it just generate. You will get actual references within the document. Nothing outside the document is covered over here. So that is the beauty. So, you are sure in your mind that there's nothing that is hallucinated over here. Everything that is coming. See, can you see this? So you can see these inline citations. So here they've told you from where it is. See, you can also see the page numbers. You can see exactly when you click over here, you'll be able to see and go to that part. So you know that, okay, this line, where is this line taken from? See, IB mission statement. Where is this line taken from? Okay, this is coming from figure 1, this part.
May I ask you something?
Yes.
Can I create this direct, like in Chat GPT, it allows me to create different documents for it and that I can download, would this do the same thing, notebook? Like, for example,
Notebook,
you've
I'll
created
show
this
you.
entry.
There is a lot that Notebook LM can do. I'll just show you one by one. Right
And the
now,
second
I
thing
just
is AI tutor. That how can I use this here?
AI tutor.
Mm-hmm. Can I use it with notebook?
Okay. Notebook LM is not as an AI tutor. Notebook LM is basically going to help you keep your context window small.
Yeah,
Like
that's
now,
the reason, what happens with AI tutor is then it starts searching this entire web and it might just give some erroneous
yeah,
information. So if I
yeah,
have only my student wanting to refer to a or a set of guides
yeah,
like you're doing right here, check in those, and just use them
yeah.
as resource. Can it do that?
Yes, it can. In fact, you can share this entire notebook with your students. You have a share option, which goes as a link to your students. So you can copy. So suppose, for example, I've created one on mathematics, wherein I've created my entire repository of mathematics, the way I'm solving the sum. So these are all my handwritten work, which I compiled it into one thing. And I've shared that entire document with my students. I can do that. Okay,
Mhm.
so the best part, why I like this notebook LM so much is because I know that it is going to take all the information only from what I'm asking it. Like
Mhm.
now I change my source and I say now whatever information you you have to create only from this source. Then it is going to pick only that. That's the fun part of it, right?
We
So
can
that
choose
is one.
multiple. We can choose multiple as well, right? So if I want
Yeah,
to
yeah, you
create
can
a
choose all also.
so if I want to create a case study out of a lot of such links, okay, create a case study using these are the features. So it'll choose,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So it's just going to pick all the sources. Like right now, how many sources we have? These many, right? So it's now going to generate. If I now ask it to create an overview, it is going to take all these into context and it's going to generate. Okay, now this is not it. It can do far more. Can you all see the studio option? Now, the best part is it can generate an audio overview for you. This is again a highlight of this because now the kids who are auditory learners, or even us sometimes, right? We don't want to read an entire 200-page document. We just want to get a gist of it. Then I can create an audio overview of this. So it will summarize the entire thing. Again, you can choose the source and it's going to summarize that source for you. Create an audio file for you. It can also create a video file for you.
Oh,
Ah,
wow.
wow.
Yeah.
Can you
So
show
I
me
have
one?
created,
Can
I
you
have
show us
created,
one very small
Can,
snippet?
can we just see? Will it
I'm
take a
showing
long
you, I'm
time
showing
to
you.
do a video?
Yeah. So that's a study guide. So I'm going to show you
Amazing.
one by one everything. Okay. So this is an entire biology study guide, as you can see. Instructions, questions, answer key with the model answers. Okay, that's one. Then, can you see this? Okay. Tell me if you can hear it.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into the foundations, not just the facts of biology, but how we actually think like scientists.
It's a
That's right. We've been looking closely at the official International Baccalaureate Diploma Program Biology Guide, the IBDP Guide, and some revision notes too.
And the idea is to give you a shortcut, really, to
right.
understand the core philosophy.
So,
I think I knew about the audio part, but what does it do with the video? As in, if you could show us
okay, wait. Audio part also. I'll just one more thing, okay?
the live interaction. Are you trying to?
Yes.
Yeah, that is fabulous. I've used that and I've forgotten about
So, like, where the audio is
it.
already
It is
played.
crazy. It is crazy. Please, I don't
Okay.
know whether you're aware. Please show them. Yeah.
Yeah, I will. So let me just restart, okay? Now I am going to join.
Oh, hey, our listener wants to join in. What's up?
Hi, how are you? I just wanted to understand more about this double helix thing. it will just take some time to load. But basically, you're entering into the discussion, and it also allows you to, like, it cross questions. So the way I tell my students to use this is, I tell them that, you know what, you create your study guides or you create the audio overview for your particular topic and cross question, debate with it, ask it questions, and it can do that with you, you know. So that is something that is fabulous in this. So it's taking some time. Actually, that's why I generated all and kept for y'all, because it takes some time to do it. Now, this is the, let's see.
Welcome to the
Okay, that's also, okay. This is the video. I'll show you. Can you all see it? I'm making it full
Yeah.
screen now.
Yeah.
Okay, what happened? Sorry, I forgot to click.
Ever wondered what really makes a science course, truly world class? It's definitely not just about memorizing a bunch of facts for an exam. It's about a philosophy, a blueprint for a whole new way of thinking. And today, we're going to decode that entire framework behind IB biology. It all kicks off right here with the IB mission statement. And listen,
Yeah.
this is not just some fancy
What I
slogan they
like
put on a
is, you know,
brochure.
how it picks
This is the
up these little things, right, from within the text that we have given it, and it is creating these kind of beautiful videos. Actually, it does create. So this is also something that I want you all to try out.
It's
So
not this standalone
it
thing.
will help your students to understand that particular topic in an audio as well as a video, because we have different types of students, right? So that's one. Now, as you can see, you can create a beautiful mind map. Let me show you. Can you all see this? So this is genetic, and remember how I took only one topic? Just look at the amount of data it has created. That's not it. You
Wow.
go to components of nucleotide, then you go to DNA structure.
Wow.
It's breaking down everything for you.
Debojyoti will be
So
very happy. Debojyoti.
they will
Yeah.
like,
I have, yeah. So like I have also tried this, but not to this extent. So it's really amazing to see the extent to which you are exploring it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It is wonderful. Like, I mean, I really like to give this kind of content to my students, because I feel that it's so visual, right? And it's so appealing also. It's doing a good job. Okay, that's not all. You can create flashcards now about this particular thing. So I want to show you that now. So this is just DNA flashcards. So what are the three components of a nucleotide? So you can play it like a game with your students. You can go here, you can see the
Formative
answer
assessment
right.
right there. I mean, formative assessment right there. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
and then you ask it to explain, and then you also look at the explanation, and it exactly gives you that explanation in the chat window.
This is crazy. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. Like, think about you creating this for your students and giving them for revision.
Hmm.
Look at what they can do, right? They don't understand a question, fine, no problem. Just click explain. It will explain you everything. Plus, it is giving it numbers, right, to refer to. So go to textbook numbers. Think now, right now, we've just put a biology guide. But suppose if I had uploaded a textbook, it is exactly telling them which page number this is written. They can go back, study from there, answer the question, and look at the number 41 flashcards
Mhm.
it has generated, and just based on these 10 sources that I had provided.
So Sulbha, how is it different from an AI tutor? It's doing all the explanations, prompting all the,
It
questions
is
you're
like,
asking.
only thing is, it's not like talking to you, except it's just querying the document that it has given. Like a AI tutor might just refer to the entire web and give you
And
an
that's where
answer.
I feel a little scared, what kind of information might it, throw at the student,
Yeah,
which might not be correct. Which is why
correct.
I like the fact that you had selected the resources that you wanted this. So is
Yes.
there something like that for our student? This is excellent though.
Yeah. This is, I to use this because I can just rely, because I can upload my own notes, and I only put prescribed textbooks that are given by our board, right, to us. So I just put those PDFs inside and the notes that I have created for them. These are the only two sources that I provide, so that I know that whatever they're going to learn is only going to be from there. And I'm not like worrying that, are they reading about some concept that doesn't exist only.
Mhm.
Yes, it is 100% recommended. At least I would recommend it completely
Oh, yeah.
because I've used it like crazy.
So you're controlling the sources and
Yeah,
that is
yeah.
fabulous. Yeah.
Okay, then of course you can create a quiz,
Um,
right?
it,
So I've also created a quiz on this here. Can you see? So that's again interactive, by the way. So if you expand it and you play it in class, like on your stream, again, your formative is done. So double helix, suppose you choose this answer. So if it's wrong, it's giving you an explanation of why it is wrong. If you're doing it like it's a right answer, then it's giving you the correct explanation and all of that. You move on. So you can again take a formative assessment in this way, which I feel becomes very, very handy for us because we have our sources put up. We can just select what we want and give the Google AI Studio to create this quiz. Only thing is now, one thing that you all should know is that it takes some while to create all of these resources. So if you all want to use it in class, then it doesn't happen like on the move. You will have to create them first and then show it in class. That's the only thing. You have to be a little prepared. That's all.
once
But
we create it, we can use it again and again over the years, right?
of course, yeah, like this
Once
I've
we
made
do.
like when I was doing that workshop with my DP teachers, right? Now I have it. You can also like design an entire, okay. Now reports.
I
Now
think
report,
Bem had a question.
yeah.
It can be integrated with pictures.
It can, okay, not as of now, Liam, but they are working on it. In fact, I'll show you a very similar tool which is still in an experimental phase. I'll show you that. There you can add your.
And also, Bem had another
Okay, now,
question. If it's incorrect, if you are choosing the PDF and if it gets the questions from there, I don't think it
yeah,
has
it does.
to be incorrect because it's not the entire internet that it's
Yeah.
looking at.
It is being designed to be a small SLM.
Mhm.
It's a small language model. It's an SLM that we are creating.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you look at this, create report. Now, create report has all these things. You can create a briefing document. You can create a blog post out of the sources that you're doing. Like, let's say I refer to a lot of policies, or we have so much of research data that we have available. So suppose if I've read a good paper, I just put that paper into my notebook LM and I could ask it to create a blog post. It is going to create a blog post. If you want a concept explainer, it will create a concept explainer. If I want to create a curriculum framework based on certain thing that I'm doing, it can create that. Policy briefing, that. Or if you want to define your own, you're always your creativity and you. So, I mean, the possibilities are as good as our creativity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Also, you were showing us something, with quiz. Can you tweak the quiz? There is a
Yeah. No, like once it is created, you mean?
Yeah, it's just textual quiz, right? It's not like
Yeah.
Ben said, we can't integrate
No.
pictures into it, I
No,
guess.
we can't integrate pictures as of now. They're working on it because that's the feedback that they've got. But right now, we can just play it like an interactive quiz. So see, otherwise what we were doing, we were creating PPTs and making it interactive and all of that, right? Now that work is like reduced. We can now just create something like this and use it in class. And again, that's an excellent tool for your thing. And besides this, like, for our brainstorming, now I'm talking from a teacher's point of view. Let's say I am planning a project-based learning thing, and I'm now looking at my brainstorming session with my AI. That time I can actually put up a couple of these documents and I can keep querying it. I can keep doing brainstorming. See, all of that is here, right? This chat window is basically to query this document. So let's say I'm talking about introduction to histology. I'm just choosing that as my source, right? Then I'm just going to query this document, that introduction to histology. So what does this do? So for example, give me a summary of this document. So now it is only going to look at this introduction to histology book. Give it a second. There. Okay. Now, one thing I forgot to mention to you all, I'll just do it right away. Okay, it's really creating a very exhaustive summary.
Of course, I mean, it's a big one.
Yeah, it's a big book. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so histology, introduction. VM, to answer your question, like, can it be wrong or no? It can't be. See, because you can see these resources now. These are all in text. So if I click on this, you will go to the chapter actually.
Mm.
So you can see that, you can verify your source, which is not the case in your large language models. You cannot verify from where that is coming. Of course, now if you ask it to give the sources, it does give you the sources. That is now possible with ChatGPT also. But yeah, okay. Now one more thing. At the end of all, you always have another option like save to notes. Now, what does this do? Like, suppose if I've liked like we were discussing, that say, for example, you did a lot of brainstorming and we really came up with a very good concrete plan. And we like that plan. Now you don't want this chat to disappear. Remember, the chats in this are temporary. That means they will go off the minute you close it. Every time a new chat will come until I save it to notes. If you must have used Snapchat, sometimes you'll know that the chats don't automatically save. If you want to save a chat in Snapchat, you need to go to the save button and save it. It's something like this. So this will not save by default. You'll have to save it. And then now this will be there. Now you also get an option to use this as source. Can you see? Convert this to a source. That means now the brainstorming that you have done now is become your source for the next further improvisation. So for my research, I'm just going to spill a little beans here and there. So I put my entire framework. So I've created three frameworks rather, one for ethics, one for students and one for teachers. So when I gave it and I created it as a source, it created an entire video for my framework and gave it to me.
Wow.
I didn't have to do anything because it just picked up my source and it gave me information from there.
BAM has another question, Sulbha.
Yeah.
Can Excels be generated for planning, etc.? I think.
Can it create an Excel for a yearly plan? No, I don't think it can create an Excel, but it does create tables which you can copy and paste it into Excel, which works beautifully. Because for my curriculums, I did that. Like I had created an entire framework and it went it like a nested thing, Like I had put curricular goals and then I had put activities and sub-activities and all of that. So it became like a very huge document. So what I told Notebook LM to do is I said, give it to me in a tabular form. It created a table for me here in the chat, which I copied and I pasted in Excel and it gave me exactly in the format. So it's very simple copy paste.
That's good.
It's not still able to create like, how ChatGPT can create Word documents for you directly or PPTs for you directly. It can't do that yet, but I think it does far more than that. So, and by the way, like also you want to share, let's say you don't want to share the entire notebook with your students. You want to share only the flashcards or you want to share only the quiz with your students. So you have an option to share only that. So you go to share and you create it like a link or you just add the people, whoever, suppose say I'm adding Vinay and you copy the link to the artifact and send it. And like how our Google functions, right? Our Drive, like anyone with a link will be able to open it. Just you have to manage the access. That's it. So even a part of your creations, you can share with your students. Like say flashcards. I'm doing a revision session with them and I've generated say 40 flashcards. I'm just sharing the flashcards with them. Or I'm just sharing the mind map. That's possible.
Got it. We've got so much to practice on our own.
Yeah. You will need to practice it, of course, and like work a little with it and see what it does. What are the use cases for you, right? Because I'm just sharing from what I can do, but possibly what you all can do, you all have to see. Like, for example, this particular IB school that I had gone to, Now the teachers aren't allowed to carry their own laptops. So this particular teacher's question was that she said, what if I create all of this at home?
Mhm.
And now I want to share it in class. So the option for that was that you mail it to yourself, right? Share it, or you can also download it. Of course, you can download it like a video or audio. Like this is an audio, so you can always download it. One more thing. I tried this. Sorry, I'm full of ideas, so just tell me to shut up if it gets too much, okay? Okay, so what I did now, I took an audio from here. I extracted only the audio and I put it into 11 labs. And then I converted it into different languages.
Okay.
And I just played it like a random game with my students. Okay, so we were doing a concept on some random thing where we were talking about languages. What was there? Literature week was going on. And we were talking about how languages evolved and how certain words in all the languages sound similar. So I just taken this audio clip, converted it into 11 labs in different languages and played it. And kids' task was that they have to listen to that just 2 seconds, 10 seconds audio clips, and they have to identify which word do they think is like similar sounding.
Oh.
And then we had to cross check whether that word is exactly what they understand. So it was a fun activity. So, something like this also you all can actually think about in like making creative use of, because you can extract the audio separately as well.
That's really helpful for ESL students.
Yes. Yeah. Because actually, if you're doing so one of my teacher used it as a listening test. So she created I think it was a Sudha Murthy's book that she had uploaded on Notebook LM. And then she created excerpts of it. Few she converted into scene passages, which she discussed in class. Few she did it as unseen passages, and few she created audio scripts out of. And then she gave it to the students as a listening test.
Sulbha, I have another question. Is there
Yes.
a limit as to how many uploads we can do here? Because in
Fif-
ChatGPT, the free version, there are
50 documents you can.
50, no? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, if you look at this, you will get a count here.
Okay.
So right now we have already used up 13 resources, but up to 50. But trust me, I have never put 50. If 50 is too much, like we don't even need 50.
True.
Max, we go up to 20, 30, not more than that. And entire websites are there. So sometimes if you feel that there's too much of data available somewhere else, then you can do it. So, there was one business use case, I'll tell you. So we had one particular, so it's a woman entrepreneur who I was helping in her business. So we had created a similar thing for her vision document, her mission document and everything. So there also, she wanted to create like the sales funnel for her business. So we could actually do all of that using Note. So it's not just educational. You can also create it for businesses. It's like extensive use.
Yeah. What are we doing next then, Sulbha? Can we just get an introduction to Notion and maybe then stop, because it's kind of too much for me. I don't know about others.
A lot to digest though.
Yeah. Can we just start with Notion, because I have to, and then we can, carry on Notion in the next one, next month, because
actually, Notion there's not much to do.
Okay.
If you all have used OneNote, then Notion is very similar.
Okay.
It's like a workspace, basically.
Okay. How does it, as in, what is so different about it? That's all
I don't find too much value in it, to be very honest with you. So I don't use it so much, but I'll just anyway show it to you all 1 sec.
But there is a lot of hullabaloo about Notion. I don't know. That is,
So if you use it, what's the
paid version,
purpose?
Yeah, paid version, you can create, so it's like a sharing thing, right? You can share Notion with anybody. You can convert it into an HTML. You can use it like a website. There's lots that you can do. I am not a very big fan because I am a very big fan of free versions. I
Mhm.
don't like to pay for my AI tools. And in the free version, Notion doesn't do much, and hence I don't use it much.
Okay.
Like a very honest answer.
Understood.
Because I feel why should we pay for something? In fact, I will show you a napkin AI, which is very good for teachers.
I've used it. It's so
Anuja, have you used napkin AI?
I've heard about it.
it is so good,
You
Anuja.
should use it. If you have not used
Is
it,
Napkin AI now, is it free? Because I think
free,
2 days back I saw that it wasn't.
free.
Just check once.
Yeah, yeah.
My issue
I
here,
use it
Sulbha,
every
is there's so many, new things coming out, and there are already some things which I've not practiced and worked with. So sometimes I feel very overwhelmed with the
No,
uh,
see, one
bandwidth.
thing that I've learned is use the AI that you require. For that, now we need to understand what do we need.
Hmm.
What is the help that we need? Because that day we were doing this school board that I told you, right? When I went to them and I'm asking them, what is the problem you want to solve? They have no clarity what problem they want to solve. So AI is only good if you know your problem statement. Otherwise, it is
No, but then it also becomes a kind of staying in silo, because you don't know what it does, so you don't know how to use it and what to use it for.
Hmm. True.
That's also the hindsight,
yeah.
the
I
other
mean,
way.
both ways. True, true. Both ways it works. So this is one of my framework for teachers. So see, it creates like these beautiful infographics.
Ooh.
Yes, yes, it does. It is
Yeah,
so good.
it's so
So what you can do, Anuja, is if you have, I don't know, maybe if you're talking about um, an entire, characteristics of something, right?
Mhm.
So instead of just
yeah,
telling them or writing them, it creates such kinds of mind maps, or it is
yeah,
really good.
all very beautiful stuff. And you have a lot of options. Like you go to a blank also and you just prompt it and it can create it for you.
Mm.
Like an AI, inbuilt AI. You can also like draft it with it. So you can just give over your like best practices for hiring or curriculum or whatever. You can copy paste it. So you go to a blank document and just copy paste from ChatGPT. Suppose you've asked it to create an infographic, etc., etc.
Mhm.
Just copy paste that prompt over here and it will create a beautiful infographic.
So
Much
now I know
better
what to
than,
do for my LinkedIn posts.
yeah, much better than your
Get
ChatGPT
visuals.
because ChatGPT still does mistakes.
Mm.
But this becomes handy.
Yeah, I can see
Many
that.
Notebook is,
many LinkedIn
So
I
it's
posts.
mean,
basically only for infographics. Does it do anything else besides infographics?
no,
No.
no. Use for specific things now, then you all will not get worried. Otherwise,
No, and also the fact that they're evolving. For example, I saw Diffit some months back, and now I'm coming back to it, and I say, such beautiful stuff going on with lesson plans and everything embedded. It's great.
You
in
use
fact,
Magic School, right, Anuja? Or
Magic School, now I'm shifting from Magic School to Diffit because I have a lot of EAL and ESL learners, and
Mhm.
I find what it does for those category of students is phenomenal. Diffit.
Diffid.
Mhm.
yeah, DIFFIT. It's very nice because it has some very good structures. In fact, Anuja, on that note, let me show you something that I am working on.
Have you all used NoteGPT for PowerPoint presentations? It is so good.
No.
I like it. I don't like Gamma that much. I like NoteGPT. I don't know.
Yeah, no GPT is nice.
Mhm.
Oh,
So,
you all are taking so many names. What am I going to do in my life?
don't worry.
Very bad.
They'll come and they'll go. So you should always think like that. Okay, I don't know this. Very good, very good. I'll learn the next best tool that's coming up. Trust me,
Say it again. What was that?
NoteGPT.
Presentation. No, no
NoteGPT.
GPT. Okay.
And if you just feed in, create a PowerPoint presentation for grade 6 for
Mm-hmm.
this topic of IGCSE or a lower secondary, etc., it will
Mm-hmm.
it will just give it to you like that. As in, you don't have to, and there are so many aspects that you didn't think about that it'll think for
Mm-hmm.
you and it'll create. And there are no caps, like, as in, there's no capping of how many slides. It can go up to 40,
yeah,
45, 50 slides.
yeah.
So, and you can
I
choose.
tried using that Canva magic, but it was just not reading my prompts correctly, or something is wrong with me. And
No, Canva AI is not doing very well.
no,
Mm.
it isn't. It
It is
isn't. It was
really,
just
really
giving
very
rubbish.
bad.
It is just it's giving you a structure, but you have to do the work. You have to feed in a lot of
Yeah,
stuff.
it's better to actually have a Microsoft this thing and put your ChatGPT content, and then you can actually play around with the Microsoft inbuilt AI or Google's its own inbuilt AI, which is fantastic. I just love
Yeah,
doing the designing with it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So this is a tool that I'm working very closely. In fact, I've joined over here as a learning design specialist. So I design these templates for them.
Mm-hmm.
And for Amplify You, currently we have mapped this exactly according to CBSE curriculum
Mm-hmm.
with the
Is
chapters
is
and
it an
everything.
LMS?
It's not an LMS, it's an AI tool
Okay.
uh, for this. But right now, what I'm doing is I'm mapping it for IGCSE and IB,
Okay.
all the chapters. So if you go to any kind, so depending on what type of students you have, and say I'm doing a science class, I would love to go for a 5E concept.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm doing a concept note, or I'm making a unit plan, or I can upload like how I give you all a system for Notebook LM, like that over here. If you have a particular chapter, you can just upload that chapter over here, and then it can generate it based on that chapter. Or you, of course, have a blank document. What I wanted to show Anuja was because she has students
ESL.
ESL, no? You can use all these templates, Anuja. I will create
Wow.
1,000 credits free for you to use.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Tanya, you also. Actually, all those who are present today for my first session, this is a gift.
Thank you.
Okay. But I need your
Can you
email
quickly
IDs.
put me
So
the linking URL?
I will send it to you. Tanya, this you'll have to do. You know who's attended today.
Yeah.
Their email IDs you need to forward to me. And I'll give all of you all free credits of 1,000 credits
Lovely.
to try.
Thank
Yay.
you.
Okay, now, so Anusha, what I want you to try now, there are these games like Jigsaw, which is one of my favorite games. Okay, like opinion-based questions or point of view, or you want to conduct different types of debates for the students. So there are these beautiful, these are all pedagogies,
Mm-hmm.
fishbowl
Yeah, I can
pedagogy.
see that. Jigsaw I've used often, giving
Yeah,
different
These
topics
are
and then
more or
they're
making
less,
them
pretty,
together.
isn't this Project Zero kind of
yeah,
thing,
all
right?
inspired by Project Zero.
Mm-hmm.
I
All of
can see that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. So I've put all of them inspired from there because I love those pedagogies. These are all pedagogies that you all can use.
Same, it's
So,
not free, but Sulbha is going to give us 1,000 credit points, whoever
yeah,
is.
and trust me, 1,000 credits is good.
Sobha, what does that translate to? 1,000
How
credits.
many? How many
Yeah,
can we
so I'll
Now
tell
I
you,
need to know
one
the real
one
question.
document hardly takes your 5 credits or so.
Oh
One
my
document.
God, that's huge.
Hardly. So feel free to use it. If you are an English teacher, do play scavenger hunt. It's a lovely game that you all can create for smaller kids. Role play is excellent. And this is all the different types of rubric that you all can create for your class. Like sometimes we want analytical rubric, 21st century skill sets, and all of that sorts. Then you can create analytical. You can create reading comprehensions, vocabulary lists, spelling quiz, single point rubric, lots. I've added a lot of things. Feel free. Currently, I have mapped it to only CBSE. So maybe if you might not find your chapter exactly, if you have a different board,
What is this
but
skit and
So
play?
can I use it topic wise or something, Sulbha?
yeah.
Because
So what
I'm
I'll
into
show you
IB.
one.
That's the reason I ask.
Yeah, IB, we don't, I'm mapping it right now. So another 2 months, I'll give you an IB
Okay.
in 2 months. Okay.
The
So you
IGCS
can
we
create
can use
newsletter,
this, right?
but
IGCSE.
you can use it for these general purpose things.
Mm.
So, like for example, let's say, what do you all create a newsletter for? So, say whole school, or you wanted to go only to preschool children. Who's going to be your audience? Is it going to be for students, class, parent, teachers, alumni, whole school? You can select or public, like, you're doing some ad. What are the different types of newsletters that you want to create? Can you give me a use case? Like, what do you create a newsletter for in school?
I work with Eco Ventures Club, which is a sustainability club in my school, and we are
Uh-huh.
opening a newsletter
STEM,
for
STEM
students
for
to
me,
get.
STEAM rather,
So,
STEAM for me. STEAM
so
for
that would
whatever
be age
activity.
specific. Sorry, Anuja. That would be age specific?
Yeah, grade 9 to 12.
9 to 12. So typically 14 to 18 years old. And students is your target. This newsletter
Yeah,
would be students.
yeah, student
And
grade.
type of newsletter would be like a
Newsletter.
no. So what I've also tried to do now,
Clubhouse. Would that be it? Club or house
Clubhouse
newsletter?
newsletter, no?
Hmm.
Okay.
We are
And
trying advocacy as our medium, for with the newsletter.
okay. And what would be your goal for this newsletter? Like information dissemination, or is it engagement, awareness,
It's actually a
motivation?
mixed bag, we are doing advocacy, but we are also wanting it to be interactive, so doing polling and quizzing through that.
Okay. So
So
should I put as a general goal as engagement,
yeah,
basically?
probably. Yeah.
Okay. And you can also select the tone, like say motivational. I'm just taking it. Doesn't matter. You can always
Yeah,
extend it.
medium.
And what was the thing? Eco?
Eco Vengers for sustainability. Vengers, like Avengers, Eco
Oh,
Vengers.
Avengers. Okay, sorry.
Eco Vengers.
Huh. So that would be one word, no?
Yeah, that's a one word.
These are new templates which I've added. So I am just testing them out. So y'all can also test it and give me a feedback. I'll tell y'all which new templates I've added, okay? Let's see what it does. I don't know. And best part is you can edit everything. So, it's giving you like,
Wow.
okay, so you can
Can I
edit
add
it.
pictures? Yeah.
Yeah, you can add everything. You can add a video also. See, you go here and suppose you are talking about SDG goal, whatever, 4. I'm just thinking, okay? So that's a quality education. And let's say you want to add it here. So you just go here and you drag and drop. That's it. So this is something that I'm working on right now. So feel free to use it while I'm
Is
using
there something that I can add on as a thematic background or something, like
Yeah, you can. And this you can also extract it as a PDF, PPT, Microsoft Word, Classroom, Canva.
Oh, thanks so much.
Wow.
Now this is changing the ball game altogether, Sulbha. This is crazy.
This is really nice.
Thank you. So this I've thought through every point, like, okay, what does a teacher need?
The teacher likes things bright and sparkly.
I know. And easy to maneuver and handle. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can also add videos. So say I want it on SDG 4 is what we thought. So let's say SDG 4.
So
And
it's like a website. It's an AI which
Yeah.
can create a website of sorts, right?
yeah, just that it's in Word. So you just pick and drag and drop.
I have to think of how to use it. It seems so precious.
It
Yes,
is.
this is precious.
I know.
Okay, so feel free, your 1,000 credits will come to your account soon. You just have to log in through your Microsoft or Gmail, whatever is the thing that you're using. It's a single sign-on, so
Yeah.
no much hassle there.
And say we want to use it further. Is there a payment to it or what? How is it? If somebody
Yeah,
else
it
wants
would
to-
be. It would be. I have not thought about that yet. I've not gone that far right now. I just want people to
Okay.
use it and give me
So,
feedback.
yeah, we are going to be your what's it? Beta
Yes, what do you call it?
testers.
Trial tadpoles.
Beta testers or
Yeah,
whatever. What's the
so
term?
there are many schools who have signed up, like full school programs. So this is something that we offer to full schools, and hence we modify and custom make it according to their needs as well. So say, for example, IB is a request that's come from the IB school that I did the demo with, the board of directors and all of them. So they want it completely mapped to IB curriculum. So we're working on that. So even if you all want to volunteer to help me out in mapping, please tell me. And I would love to pick your brains a bit because I'll tell you why I want to pick your brains
Any
because
day.
I want to
I would love to.
understand these templates, right? Like, what is the specific template that you would need from an IB perspective that we can add? Like I'll show you one example. Now I told you this is all mapped to CBSE. Okay, so you will just get an idea. So say I put a lesson here, say triangles. All right. Now, immediately, all the CBSE curriculums and also we are mapping it to Australian curriculum. So you will see the Australian specifications. So like that, the IB specifications will come here once we map it at the back end. Do you follow?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
So,
I
you
It's
know,
think a lot of the middle years program in IB follows NGSS,
mm-hmm.
Next Gen Science specifics. So, which would be
NGS.
great.
And what is the new one that has come in? NEASC?
NEASC, I heard about that.
Yeah, it's a board kind of a
But it's a
thing.
private thing, no?
Yeah, it's like a board, but the NGSS is itself curriculum. So if you do it, it has
NGS.
a lot of standardization of different concepts which can be taught,
Hmm.
and which
Yeah.
really makes a lot of inroad into the middle years curriculum in IB.
Okay. I will definitely
Just take
look
a
into
look at it. It just tells you when you're looking at objectives, that's the place I would go to, or my
it.
people go to for
Anuja,
science.
Okay.
also, what about KS3? Is it good enough or is it not? I found K.
AS3, I find very general.
Hmm.
NGSS is more specific in its objectives. So that's why I find it more clear when I want to, plan my lessons around because it
Hmm.
has very specific standards what should be achieved.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that now so like that if it comes, then the teacher doesn't have to think about prompting.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't have to think, is my prompt appropriate? And now if I'm like looking at a specific competency that I'm looking at, like, the CBSE has so many competencies that they want. So collaboration, critical thinking, whatever. So I can put those competencies and then just draft my lesson plan, right? So exactly why we are mapping, I'll tell you. So whatever are the objectives that you have for your standards of your board, we will ensure that all that is coming here. See, like this is exactly the chapter, no? So I know this chapter has congruency and this chapter has the criteria for congruency. So exactly that's come. So teacher doesn't have to think, are all the subtopics taken care of and nothing. Her life's
There goes our lesson plan. I mean, I'm done with my lesson planning. I can use this.
There's one more thing. Can I suggest something, Sulba?
please,
I
please, please.
I'm a generation, what am I? Some generation which is ancient, and the world has moved on, and I need to connect with my students. So what Magic School AI had was relevance. You could insert a topic and it would give you what kind of summative task you can design and what kind of, language or activity to design, which would make sense for the current generation, the alphas, which I have no clue what they're up to.
Mm-hmm.
So I wish, the lesson plan could somehow take that into account.
Okay, let's try. Okay. So the beauty here is you'll have your co-pilot right at your side. So you just to call the co-pilot, you have to add a space bar. You just press the space bar and the co-pilot appears. And you said, can you suggest free activities that will help Gen Alpha or that Gen Alpha will enjoy?
Wow.
And understand the concept.
Yeah, for me, I was happy just carrying a microscope or a lens and just that's it. And these guys, they want something else.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They want to
let's
think.
see.
They only want game-based learning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
For
how much
feedback.
of game based? My head doesn't think game.
Yeah, it's just
yeah.
Kahoot for me. Kahoot, Kahoot, Kahoot all.
Okay, there. Digital triangle construction game, scavenger hunt, paper folding and cutting art.
Mm.
So yeah, and then you can choose whether you want to keep it or discard it. So I just keep it, it gets added in my lesson plan itself.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've tried paper folding. Though I'm very bad at it, but I think it's a good thing that I keep my brain running.
Origami and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, you can try.
They've
Try out.
Yeah, they've also spoken about GeoGebra and stuff like that. So they,
Yes, yeah.
mm,
Wow.
ah,
You've made our day.
I know.
I
Sorry.
wish more people had joined in.
I know, I know, I know. I'm sure they will. I'm going to generate this, the
You're
discussion.
going to the, you missed this.
I'm already
You
putting
missed.
snippets of it in the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope it was not too much to take in.
No, 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 no.
Oh, I've so enjoyed this, Sulbha, and there's so much of work that you've done
Yeah.
that I really thank you from the bottom of my heart. Really, you're making life easier for us.
Truly, truly. Keep up the good work, Sulbha, and let us reap the benefits of whatever you're doing.
Yeah, sure. Uh, yeah, just trying because I've been an educator all my life, right? So I totally understand how much work we put in one activity. So I always think from an educator's mindset. I don't think from a technology's mindset. So my team calls me teacher first approach. Like teacher first approach follow करती है ये tech first नहीं because I can't think tech.
Hmm.
Like I can think tech only when it is saving my time.
Also imagine the jump that she's made from a biology background to a tech background. It's immense,
Mm.
huge. And the bravado that you've shown to go from a bio, because generally bio, it's a little, it's poles apart almost, though we are
Yes.
coming together, but still, I mean, that's
Yeah.
how many years are you into this? So what?
3 years now,
3
almost
years.
two.
Oh, okay. You
Not too old in AI.
No, but yeah, but AI is also new, so
But
yeah.
AI,
Yeah,
exactly my
Yeah.
word.
true.
So you've grown with the
I've grown with it, yeah. But thankfully, I think homeschooling has taught me that to be very proactive. And keep up with the world. That's, I think, I'll give full credit to me being a homeschooling mom more than an educator. Because, you're constantly on the outlook. Is my child falling behind? Is my child falling behind? So, you're always wanting to be
Okay,
there.
so my next question to you, why did you opt for homeschooling? What made you? You're in India, I'm assuming.
yes.
Yeah, I'm in India, and I was very done with the education system in the sense that I felt a child cannot thrive in an environment like this because you're constricting it by curriculum, you're constricting it by examinations, and they're not allowed to think, they're not allowed to go wrong, they're not allowed to ask questions. I didn't want my child to be in an environment like this. I wanted him to be first an independent thinker, to be able to even take his own decisions. True, good, bad, ugly, whatever, it's for him to bear. And then maybe, then he goes to, so now he's doing his IBDP. So this is his first year of schooling.
Mm.
Ah, and he's not missing. He's
No,
not missing, but he's not.
he's not missing
Despite being
homeschooling. He's in
homeschooled.
fact loving the IB style. And
Because
hence,
that's what it does.
yeah, I loved, that's why I selected IB also because it's more free flowing because he wouldn't have survived in a CBSE, I know for sure, because he's not used to the rigor. I mean, IB also has a huge rigor, but it's very
But it's very diverse. It's not very,
no, it's very child centric.
yes.
I feel it's very child centric. Like he can still keep his interests
Mm.
intact, And he's a diverse learner, so I couldn't see him.
And it is not only about academics, it pushes you to go beyond academics. And that's
Like,
where I come in, Cass. I
Mm.
love
Cass,
that.
acha, he is now doing okay. And now I'm going to pick your.
Oh, pick me, pick me. Yay, my turn.
Okay.
Because I believe, truly believe, that's the actual focus of education.
Yeah,
Content,
me too.
academics only lay the
I think I
context
and
and the
Tanya have spent
discovery.
hours talking about this, like, how the system is not working for our kids. Like, we really need to do something
Yes,
about our
yes.
system.
But we can't until and unless the
No,
curriculum
no, we
changes.
can't fight the system. So
Yeah.
that is one
But
thing
but
that I'm.
today I was actually in the morning talking to a group of educators
Mm.
who are probably going to be selected to redo the CBSE curriculum.
Wow.
Thank God.
And they were asking me, what are you doing which we can bring to the CBSE curriculum? If you could show what you do in terms of lesson plan, what have you
Give them
put
a
in,
tool.
integrated?
Give them a tool.
So hope is always there. I'm hoping they get picked up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we pray that you'll get
There's
picked
there's
up.
so much to
At
do
least
together. I'm so glad this discussion is happening. Yeah.
Things
No,
are changing. It'll take time, but it will happen. Hope
yeah.
is there.
It will happen. It will happen. No, but it's slowly changing. And with AI coming in, I think people have just started realizing that, oh my God, this is all useless if we are going to go this way. We better start thinking differently. So I'm glad that AI is happening.
I'm
Oh,
glad we met.
I know.
Thanks, Tanya.
I'm glad.
I am so glad I'm meeting so many people. I'm talking to them, interacting. Even, the
At least you
podcast.
showed up for this event.
Of course, of course. And Anuja, Dibojyoti, they've all been, and even Momita has been always there. So I'm so glad, and Sulbha is also there. But Sulbha is actually leading this. So I'm so glad that you are like we are a strong team, and we can actually do so much better. I want to join in. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
Sulbha. It was so eye-opening. I'm going to, I had, I think, 4 pages of notes already. So
Oh my God.
I'm going to use all.
Use the blog post. Use the blog post.
Yes, yes, yes. I will. Okay.
Let's see what it brings up. I can't wait.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I'll see you all next week.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much.